2 in the morning, rest is getting harder. Slipped on my house shoes, checked on my daughter. Just had a dream.
Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and this is episode number 5 of our career mode with Nottingham Forest on the next-gen Xbox One. So, that is our lineup so far. I really do like that team. I think it's a fantastic side. Chris Cohen at left back has been playing really, really well. He's been actually quite phenomenal. And of course, they're my most favourite player at this moment in time. There's two favourite players in career mode at this moment in time. One is Lansbury and the second is JB. I'm sure you know who JB is. If you do, put it in the comment section below with a hashtag if you know who JB is by putting his name. So as you can see in the division, we're not doing too bad. We're holding our own. We've only lost one game, which is pretty good this far into the season, or at this early stage in the season. We're not that far into the season. It feels like we're making good headway really quickly. And that brings me to a quick question that I'd like to ask you guys, and hopefully you'll post in the comment section below. Episode lengths. Now, how do you like the episodes? Do you like them being this sort of 12 to 13 minutes, or would you prefer to see them between, say, I don't know, 9 minutes to 11 minutes? Would you like them in that time frame, or would you like them sort of 10 minutes to 13 minutes, 10 minutes to 15 minutes? Would you like an extra long episode every now and then? I'd really appreciate knowing what you guys feel, because there was a comment in one of the last videos saying that I shouldn't do so many highlights and perhaps I should fit more games into an episode, which is fair dues. You know, I take that on board. Constructive criticism is fantastic. I like doing between 2 and 3 games per episode, and I like to show the additional highlights so you can see a bit more of the game and you can see how the game flowed. You're not always going to see how the game flowed. I mean, this is a great work free kick by Town, but thankfully we get out pretty damn quick and close that down. That was that could have caused us trouble because he was lined up to unleash a rocket. We get a nice little header there, and the keeper pulls off a pretty easy save. I think he was being over dramatic with the save there. He probably could have taken it with both hands, but a little bit of drama and he flicks over the bar. So yes, let me know in the comment section below how you like the episodes. If you want me to start putting more games into the episode so we can see the goal, I'm going to keep talking because that was a really bad goal to concede, and it was the 45th minute. I think that's EA AIDS, but that's me being biased, obviously. So yeah, let me know if you want to see sort of 4 games in an episode, or if you quite like the idea of keeping it to 3 and seeing the extended highlights, because that way you get a bit more of a feel for the game. Not all the time. You know, when you get a 0-0 draw, it's hard to make anything out of it. But the one thing I don't like doing is if you have a 0-0 draw, it's just showing you, say, 10 seconds from the first half and 20 seconds from the second half, and then just, you know, quickly speaking over it and the job's done. I really don't like that because you don't get a feel for the game. Because in a 0-0 draw, some 0-0s can be some of the most exciting games you get to play in. It can be just as exciting as a 5-0 or a 3-3, just without the goals, obviously. But they can be just as exciting. So let me know in the comment section below. I'll be really interested. And as you can see, we are trailing and Town are walking through us at this moment in time. We were really lucky not to concede there. They were just dominating us. They played really, really good, solid football. In defence, they were really, really stout. I mean, look at the numbers they've got back. They're very organised, very disciplined. Mick McCarthy's got them playing very, very well. But Cohen, again, going for that cross. He just couldn't pull it off, unfortunately. It would have been a fantastic cross back post. But he got too much bend on it, and we didn't make anything from it. But Mackie breaks through 79th minute, and you've got to be finishing those opportunities. Those are gifts in the Championship. You cannot afford to overlook those opportunities. And as you can see, we overlooked our opportunity. We missed our sitter. Town didn't. In the 90th minute, Town strike again through Murphy to make it 2-0. And that was really devastating because we played quite well. Town did win the midfield battle a lot of the time. But I did feel we played well. We had a couple of opportunities, but we've got to take them. It is difficult at this moment in time because, you know, we can't play our star players every single week because we've got so many games. You know, the midweek games are taken out of our lads. We've got training on top of that. You've got the games at the weekend. It is taking a toll on the lads, and I don't want to overplay anybody. I want to keep the rotation going. But it's taken a toll, you know. When you've got Mackie up front and Derbyshire, they're just not good enough. They're just not good enough. As you can see, we both had 6 shots. We both had 4 on target. Town were just more clinical. We dominated the possession. Town were a lot more effective in the centre of the park than what I felt we were. But it was a very, very tough game. And in the end, we ended up losing 2-0, which was a great shame. But we move on to the next game, which is a home game. Thankfully, we're at the City Ground, and we've got to take on Brighton. Brighton are a decent side. You know, I feel that if we're going to beat anybody, I think that, you know, a result against Brighton's going to do us a world of good. Brighton are sitting 12th. We're sitting in 9th position. We need to make a statement. We need to start accelerating. We need to start putting our foot down and dominating games a little bit more, and dominating them in the sense of scoring goals. You know, there's so much you can do with possession, but if you're not putting that possession into goals, what is the bloody point? There is no point whatsoever. As you can see, early doors, or midway through the first half I should say, Brighton come the closest. We then have Lafondra making a superb tackle, closing down the Brighton defence. A slight error there by Keith Andrews in the centre of the park allows Lansbury to have the ball, and oh my god, Lansbury is just amazing. What a shot, what a strike, what vision, what power, what finesse, what grace. My god, I think I am in love. I think he is the talisman of career mode for me. He is just sensational. Keith Andrews, dodgy play, into Lansbury, left foot onto his right foot, back onto his right foot. He doesn't think twice, he doesn't look up, he just bangs it into the top corner. The keeper did not have a hope in hell of saving it. Absolute beautiful goal, absolutely beautiful, and nothing more than what we deserve. Keith Andrews, who made that mistake, bombing down that right hand side, gets the cross in. Mikhail Smith with a header, but that's an easy save for Darlow, who at this moment in time has been playing really, really well. One thing I want to say about Darlow, he's kept a good number of clean sheets, but he's not growing as a player, which is I find that really, really strange. You know, he's been playing really well. He hasn't made any mistakes that I can actually say, whoa, that's the keeper's fault. He's made a glaring error. He hasn't made any of those. He's been playing really well. You know, yes, we've conceded goals. That's the nature of football. We're always going to concede goals. But he hasn't actually grown, which is a little bit frustrating because I think he's actually a really decent goalkeeper at this moment in time. You know, I would like to bring someone else in, but at this moment in time, I'm more than happy with him. And, you know, if we can get into the Premiership, he will be our #1 goalkeeper unless something dramatic happens. But we'll have to wait and see how that fathoms out. And as you can see, we decided to make some substitutions. Off come Reedy, Frimpong and Coxey. And we put a few players on just to keep the rotation going, keep players fresh. You know, Chalobah's been playing really well. And it's been going really well, intermixing between Shaw's and, of course, Frimmy, which has been fantastic. But Chalobah breaking through, unleashes onto the bar. What a shot that boy has. Don't get me wrong, he doesn't pull them off all day, every day. It's sort of like a 1 in 10. 9 times out of 10 they go high, wide and very unhandsome. But that one was on target. Unfortunately, it didn't go in. But a beautiful ball in. And Lafondra, again, opportunities like this we cannot pass up. We've been guilty of dominating teams, of outplaying teams, of having lots of chances and not taking them. And it's something we've got to put right. We might have to put that right in January. There is a few players that you guys have recommended. Of course, one of them is Naki Wells because of his additional pace. But we'll have to see how that all pans out. They might want huge money for him, which we just don't have. There's rumours that Wolves want around about 5 million for Sakari. Bakary Sakari. No, it's Sacco, John. I like to call him Bakary Sakari. That's just a little pet name I have for him. But Sacco, they want around about £5 million. So we'll have to wait and see how that all pans out. But as you can see, we did win the game. We did gain the 3 points. We needed those 3 points. That was a huge, huge game for us. And as you can see, again, we're having to swap the team around. We're having to rotate players. I can't afford injuries at this stage of the season. I can't afford injuries at any stage of the season, to be quite frank. We just can't afford injuries. It's very important that we keep our players fit. It's very important that we have our best 11 available all the time. Even if that means, you know, having the likes of Lafondra on the bench, or, you know, resting Lansbury and having him on the bench, like we're doing with Frimpong. Frimpong started last game. He's now on the bench. Chalobah's in the centre of the park. Hopefully he can dictate the, you know, the play. He can dictate the way the game's going, the pace of the game. That's what I want to see from him. I know he's a young lad. I know he's a young lad, and perhaps I've got my expectations too high for him. You know, I'm thinking in the realms of Pirlo. We all know he's not that classy at the end of the day. He's a good, solid player. Look at Lansbury getting out-muscled there, but watch what Lansbury does. He never gives up. Look at that dogged spirit. Straight back in, nearly concedes a free kick because he's being overzealous and powerful, but he never keeps giving up. Look at that, he never stops running, always running, has a huge opportunity, and realistically, he created that out of nothing, just through pure effort and determination, grit, and he should have buried it. He could have played the ball through, he could have slipped in his teammate, he could have slipped in, I think that was Coxey on the right hand side. He didn't, he went for the shot, and he's got to be putting them away. But what happens? Of course, a quick cross in and a sloppy goal conceded in the 15th minute, which is really, really, really poor. And it's really frustrating to play well to begin with and then concede such sloppy goals. But as you can see, look at the way Watford are playing against us. Every man behind the ball. A row of 4, a row of 5. It is unbelievable. They are playing so well, and they're so hard to break down, which makes the opportunity that Lansbury had even more important. You can't waste it. You can see we're trying to play the intricate football. We're trying to knock balls through these gaps, and it's just not working because Watford are just defending with 2 brick walls, solid brick walls. And again, a simple cross in and a simple finish really is just despicable and not what I expect from the boys. I expect the boys to be able to adapt, to be able to analyse straight away that they're being blocked out, but they're playing against a side that's very defensive, and adjust straight away and go to a counter-attacking football. That's all we can do. All we can do is retain possession, try and draw Watford on, try and pull them out of position and hit them on the counter-attack. Hit them hard, hit them fast, spread the ball, get it wide. If it means adopting a 4-3-3 formation, or even going really, really stupid and adopting a 4-2-4 and pushing bodies forward, we have to do it. But the boys don't realise this quick enough, and that's really frustrating. Perhaps you could say it's down to me, the manager, not getting the information across to the players and making the changes quick enough. I will take that on the chin because, as I've said before, you know, in this industry, we are looked at for the results we get. If we don't deliver the results, we're out of the job. We're the ones in the dole queue. We're the ones working, you know, in McDonald's, etc. We're the ones out of a job, you know, and that's something I don't want. You know, I want to take Forest to glory. And what can I say about that defending? Why did he then walk past them? It's just despicable defending. It really is despicable. It's probably the only mistake I can say that Chris Cohen has made all season. But he literally stood still. I'd rather him commit the foul. I'd rather him go through the player. But he doesn't. He neglects to do that. He just allows him to stroll past him. They pull the ball back and it's a 3rd goal, which is just not good enough. Go through the bloody player. Clean him the fuck out. Take the red card. Take the yellow card. I'll be happy with that. I'll take it. But don't just let him walk past you and gift them a goal like that, because it's not good enough. And Watford are a team that will be challenging for the title, challenging for promotion. And I feel like we've just bent over and allowed them an easy 3 points. An easy 3 points. And that really does change the complexion of the league. We're now sitting, languishing in 9th position after 10 games. It is just not good enough. But mark my words, I will have the boys back at their powers and we will dominate this division.
Careless music.
Now playing Careless.
When my speech comes, see lights, you know where the heat's from. Each one, teach one, think twice, speak once. Careless rap, pros emotions, singing on track like a locomotive. Never can whack my flows as potions, feel like bleh. Hocus pocus, not too many on the west like me. So they really be shining bright. Fresh white tee, but they dressed like me. If you ain't got bars, I like the mic. Means my flow's apocalyptic, I can spit it, optimistic. Got committed flows, you got to listen close to aqua spin. Don't ignore it, your recordings border kinda boring, don't it? I'm a poet, then notice orange rhymes with porridge. Got some telekinetic raps embedded in my intestines. Fuck an alias, my cranium got alien genetics.